Adams say anything Schiff proves he's stupid with the new claim on Trump-Russia fairy tale by Dan Lindsay, Politics, U.S. News from AdWorldNews.com. Democrat California Congressman Adams say anything Schiff has just proven once and for all that he's stupid with a new claim on the Trump-Russia fairy tale. You don't want to miss this. Adam Schiff has been fighting a losing battle for the better part of a year now since House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes first notified President Donald Trump that he was being spied on by the Barack Obama deep state. Now, in an attempt to stir the pot, Schiff has a new stupid pill he wants America to swallow. According to the Gateway Pundit, Schiff, who is the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee and suspected habitual leaker, is now spreading the ridiculous claim that he has more non-public evidence of collusion between Donald Trump and Russia. In addition, Schiff thinks he has substantial evidence to show obstruction of justice and even money laundering on the part of the Trump campaign. Don't make me laugh, Schiff. Schiff spoke at a breakfast sponsored by the Christian Science Monitor on Wednesday. They're Satanists. Why are they there at the Christian Science Monitor? On Wednesday, February 14, 2018, where he told a room full of reporters and liberal debutantes that the panel possesses non-public evidence. Oh, gee, I can't help it. I can't help it. Schiff rattled on for a few moments about the usual liberal talking points, but then turned the narrative to a different direction with remarks about obstruction. What else is he going to say? There is certainly an abundance of non-public information that we have gathered in the investigation, and I think that some of that non-public evidence is evidence on the issue of collusion. Some of that non-public evidence is evidence on the issue of obstruction. Yeah, and he waited over a year to bring this out, shifty boy. Okay. Now, who will swallow that, right? Like, think about it. What is he saying? And then there are other categories where I don't think we've been able to do the investigative work that we need to do, and probably the most significant category there is the issue of money laundering. It is a tried and true maxim. As a former prosecutor, you follow the money, he added. We have not been able to adequately follow the money, he continued. Did you take a look at Hillary to follow her money? I mean, you know, the hypocrisy. I mean, really? I mean, it is. You know, if you're not laughing, you know, you can literally blow a gasket, so to speak. And I think the allegations on money laundering are credible enough that we ought to, in the exercise of due diligence, see if this was one of the other vectors of the Russian active measures campaign, Schiff went on. Could they come up with any more? We know that in other places they use money laundering as a way of entangling people, as a way of compromising people. To me, that is far more potentially compromising than any salacious video. So now he's dumping the video part, right? According to the Daily Caller, Schiff also admitted that he and his Democrat counterparts on the House Intelligence Committee did include classified sources and methods in their junk response memo, which was knocked down by Trump when they asked for permission to release it. In regards to what needed to be done to release the memo, Schiff replied, "We need to go through that and identify that which remains classified and would implicate sources and methods on investigative interests." This guy has definitely lost his mind. If anyone has something to hide, it's the Democratic Party. I couldn't have said that better myself. They are responsible for fixing a primary election and weaponizing our federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies to carry out political surveillance on Trump. The simple fact of the matter is that Democrats are scared to death of the truth coming out. So much so that they need clowns like Adam Schiff to sit there and literally say anything to draw attention away from their mountain of corruption. Sometimes I wonder how long Democrats will allow Schiff to make them the laughingstock of the country. Schiff continually spits out a stream of garbage and nonsense, and the shocking part of it all is that Schiff really does think he's credible. The ugly truth is that the Democrat from California is doing a great disservice to the voters who hired him to do something worthwhile, and the taxpayers who were paying him, who didn't even elect him, to spread propaganda. Follow the money? You have a nerve to say to follow the money? When you're not investigating Hillary Clinton? I mean, you know, there are no words. And this is like about an hour clip, you know, which is, yeah, this one will probably play here. Look at this. The other ones don't play.
You said that you can only talk about stuff that's in the public record, and you did a nice recitation for us, like an opening argument, the closing argument when you used to be. But do you have other stuff that's not in the public record that you think, if you were allowed to, you would be added to that list of 8 particulars, bill of particulars? Is there other material that you've been privy to privately that you think shows an unsavory relationship between the Trump campaign and the Russians?
Do you see how they're fishing? Do you honestly believe, had they had anything, almost a year and a half, and now they're still pushing, do you have anything that's not public record on Trump? Unbelievable. Let's continue just for a couple of minutes.
You know, yeah, there's certainly an abundance of non-public information that we've gathered in the investigation.
Really?
And I think some of that non-public evidence is evidence on the issue of collusion. Some of that non-public evidence is evidence on the issue of obstruction. And then there are other categories where I don't think we've been able to do the investigative work that we need to do. And probably the most significant category there is on the issue of money laundering. You know, it is a tried and true maxim as a former prosecutor: you follow the money. We have not been able to adequately follow the money. And I think the allegations on money laundering are credible enough that we ought to, in the exercise of due diligence, see if this was one of the other vectors of the Russian active measures campaign. We know that in other places they use money laundering as a way of entangling people, as a way of compromising people. To me, that is far more potentially compromising than any salacious video would be. You know, the short answer is yes, there is non-public information that I think is relevant on these issues. That if I were giving you a complete picture, I would include. And I would hope and expect that we will be able to, the conclusion investigation, you know, provide a full picture of what we've been able to find, so that people can at least look at a common set of fact, even if there are different conclusions about what ought to flow from those facts. I have to say I've been, and I'll make a plug for one of your colleagues, listening with tremendous interest to Slow Burn.
Do you notice when he's speaking, he's actually laughing at himself? He's smiling, like a liar. Follow the money. We have other evidence. What evidence? Mueller has been digging like a dog with a big bone trying to find something, and Mueller couldn't find it. This idiot would know? This idiot. Unbelievable. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.